Hello everybody, welcome back to Neoquest 2. So I'm planning on this being the final episode. We have one Pant Devil and the 2 Terask fights left to do. Might be a little bit long. I was kind of looking through the upcoming areas and there are a couple long areas, so I'm not sure exactly how long this is going to take. But I'm planning to do it on this episode, so we'll see how that goes. Off camera, I just got out of that place with the Pant Devil. I did gain a level on everybody, where I got everybody to the next level at least. Some of them we got during the Pant Devil fight. So everybody is 54 now. So we'll definitely hit 55 before the final boss, like I was hoping. So that's the good news. Alright. I was thinking maybe I should start like actually hasting during regular battles, just to speed them up. Never really thought to do that. But Obliterate is at the point where it's so inconsistent anyway that I don't mind not doing it for a turn. Early game Obliterate's pretty OP, but at this point, oh, I forgot he focuses. At this point, it's very hit or miss, so we aren't losing much by hasting first. In fact, it does seem like it's making the battles go by quicker. Maybe it's just in my head. So we have to go to the other tower for the Pant Devil, then we have to come back to the middle with Vitrini here, and then to get her to make the key, and then we will go down to the first Terask fight and then the second. And it is confirmed that you can buy potions before the final boss. Not before that though. Like not for the other two bosses. So hopefully that includes damage potions. It just said potions. I didn't actually look at the inventory. But we should be fine to use up the rest of these. We're gonna end with a lot of gold, so we might as well spend it, because there's no like armor or anything left to buy, I don't think. Jeez. Missed like a million times in a row there. Let's top off. Alright. Still getting good XP. So who knows, maybe we'll even get to 56. I'm glad I didn't have to grind it all though. Whoops, I should have hasted. Also, I should probably focus on Techno Blade Master, but I'm so close to killing him, might as well finish that. Techno Blade Master focuses though, so it's a pain if he pulls that off, which he did. Let's do 6 damage. Oh, he did 8 this time. Usually he'd only do 6 if the person was focused. I guess it's because he leveled up. Can do 8 now. Yeah, I'm excited to finally finish this game. You know, this has been on my plate for a long time now. You know, obviously, if you've looked at my channel recently, I stopped making videos a long time ago just because I just got too busy and I just kind of lost the drive to do it. I realized, you know, I really love playing games, but I wasn't really enjoying recording them so much. I felt like it was taking some of my enjoyment away from like actually playing. So I decided to stop doing it. But I always wanted to finish this playthrough because it, you know, I got a lot of nice comments about it, and I got a lot of people saying, you know, basically that this was important to them because there doesn't exist another Neoquest 2 playthrough on YouTube, and this was an important game for a lot of people. So it was very important to me to finish this one, so I'm excited to finally do that. A little sad that it's over, of course. Not that it is yet, but that it's about to be over. But also happy to have, played this game. I've said several times, I haven't played this game in like 10 years. So, it was really cool to go back to it and see what I think of it now, because I've played a lot of games since then, and I've played a lot of RPGs. I talked a couple episodes ago about how I wasn't super into RPGs as a kid just because I never had them, except for like Pokemon. But now I play a lot of them, so it's interesting to go back to this. And I said in the very beginning of the playthrough how, this is obviously a lot like Dragon Quest, which I'm sure was intended with the name Neoquest. But I didn't even know Dragon Quest existed as a kid. Like, it was, I didn't know anything about it. I had never heard of it. So seeing the similarities now is interesting. I haven't played a lot of Dragon Quest, but I played like half of the first one, and I can definitely see the similarities. So yeah, it's been a very interesting time. I've enjoyed this game. I will say I've enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Like, during the beginning, I was saying that I didn't think this game was going to be very good. Like, it's nostalgic, of course, but as a game, like, I didn't think it was going to be very good. I didn't think it would really hold up too well. I'm not going to pretend like it's perfect or anything, but it's definitely surprised me. I've definitely enjoyed my time playing it more than I thought I would. I would go so far as to say that I like it. Without the nostalgia, I don't know. Probably not, but with the nostalgia there, having played it so much as a kid, I have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed going back to it. As a game in a vacuum, without the nostalgia, obviously the loading the web page every time I think really hinders it. Like, if I was just holding the controller and just moving, it would be a lot better as like a game. And honestly, I think that's probably the only change it really would need. Like, there's a lot of ways it could be better, of course, but like, with that change alone, I think it would be a pretty competent game, up there with like early Dragon Quest or something like that. Of course, it came out in 2005, which by that point, RPGs were a lot more advanced, but compared to some of the early Dragon Quests or like early Final Fantasies or something like that, other games that are like this, I think it would hold up pretty well. If you didn't have to load the page every time. It would be hard, to recommend to somebody that didn't have that nostalgia. It would definitely be a hard sell. I don't think I would ever recommend it to anybody who doesn't have nostalgia for it. But, me, myself, personally, I've really enjoyed it. I keep forgetting to focus on the Techo Blade Masters. I always call them Techno. And I also forgot to haste. I just like, every time I see Mipsy, it's like muscle memory to just go for obliterate every single time. And at this point, it's like I might as well just obliterate. Probably should use my obliterate on the Techo, though, since he doesn't resist that. Oh well. Do that. Let's finish that one off, hopefully. There we go. And there we go. Yep. All right. Alright. Second Pant Devil time. First Pant Devil was really easy. I'm gonna guess that this fight is literally identical. But we'll see. It would have been kind of cool if they weren't. Like if one focused on like physical attacks and the other one focused on magic attacks or something. I mean, we'll see, but you know, I don't have high hopes here that it's going to be different. I should probably keep him slowed because he was doing some big damage. Like he could do 2 turns in a row and do over 200 if I don't slow him. Alright, let's get the shield up. Let's get the haste up. He's hasted. Try the slow again. There we go. Do that. Keep healing. Very easy fight, in my opinion. Nowhere near the levels of like Hubert Knox, or I even remember the Devil Post being pretty hard. I did that one like a few weeks ago though, so I don't remember the specifics very well, but I remember being a little worried that I would have to start grinding. Okay. Velm has like nothing to do, so let's throw a Typhoon Potion. That was okay. Yeah, everybody is just fine. I'm not going to bother slowing him again, because I just don't see any point. Let's do a Hurricane, why not? Didn't do much. Everyone's still hasted. Haste stays on a lot longer than slow does. Might as well heal, and then obliterate, and then that's it. Wow, we got a lot of experience for that. Yeah, we might actually get to 56, who knows? Depends on how long the walk is. Who got one? Velm. Well, that's a really nice one, too. Alright, then we'll distribute our skill points. Now we gotta go back to the middle to have the key put together, and then come back this way to open up the east door. Whoops. I just did it like 3 times. And then we have a bit of a walk through a couple places after that, and that'll bring us to Terask. And then he actually has an orb, so we actually get teleported for like the first time in who knows how long. Every boss has been making us walk back every single time lately, which has been very annoying. They really should have put a teleporter in here. Alright. Just get my Jelly Neo pulled up here. Yes, we have quite a long walk here, but not anything compared to the what was that place called? Whatever it was, like 2 places ago. Or I think actually we're still in here. Yeah, in the Fairy Palace. We're just on like the lower floor now, I think. Yeah, this is level 2. So level 1 of the Fairy Palace. That one was a nightmare. It was so long. Really wish we had sneaking mode right now, because honestly, I'd be fine staying at this level for the rest of the game. I feel like we could beat the final boss at this level, especially with the experience from the second to last boss. That will at least get Mipsy up. I mean, we'll probably get Mipsy up before then, but... Whoops. That was weird. I didn't pick a target, and then Spray of Arrows came up. Unless I'm just seeing things. Is that like a glitch? Like, can I make that happen every time? I'm gonna have to try that again at some point. Maybe Spray of Arrows was up the first time and I just didn't notice. Probably more likely. Come on, Spray of Arrows. Alright, Spray of Arrows is gone now, so I'll have to try to remember to try that out. If they're still alive. Oh, yeah, you can. What if I do that? What if I do it like a couple times? Alright, maybe I just was seeing things. Alright, easy fight. Oh, we're like right there, Mipsy. Knowing that we have to go back to the middle. Too many. Alright, let's get that shield up. Might as well haste, because there are a lot of people here. Just trying to be more efficient here. Definitely need to get rid of that corrupted light fairy. I forgot that it can heal. Ooh, we took him down real fast. Four whole damage. Alright, got swift summoning. So with the armor, we're at like 13 on that. So that's really good. Where? I didn't realize I had to go up. Man, I wish there was a sneaking mode right now, because I am like good with the levels. I'd love to just walk to the other boss and not have to do the battles. I mean, you can always flee, but like with that, we fleed. I just want to see if it would work. I feel like it doesn't work a lot of the time. Defeated both Pant Devils. You defeated both Pant Devils. Excellent work. Let me put the two halves of the silver key together. She does so, attaching the two parts with a deft hand motion that you can't quite follow. There you go. Now you can head to the East Tower and find King Terask. Just follow this corridor east and then south, and you'll be at the East Tower in no time. Alright, I'm gonna rest too. Just because. So you go back to her if you die. I don't know if you'd actually have to fight the Pant Devils again, though. Like, I don't think you do. I think it saves that progress. It just sends you back. But I'm not sure. Jelly Neo made it sound like it doesn't. Because it said to rest with her again if you want to save your progress. But I wasn't under the impression that that's how it works. But I don't know. Because you keep all your experience and stuff, don't you? No, actually, well, you lose experience when you die. I don't know. I don't know how it works. We haven't died too many times. Man, we died like once in like, what was it, like chapter 3 or something? And before that in chapter 2, and I don't think we really have since then. I don't remember. I know I almost died to Hubert Knox, but I ran away, I think. This is the problem with me doing it like so far apart. Alright. Dang. Yeah, since this is the last episode, it did have like I had some people ask if I was going to do Neoquest 1, and I'm not planning to do that right now. I might do it eventually, like if the site like gets it together and like becomes more usable and like the NFT stuff subsides and whatever, then basically then I would be more inclined to get premium again, because without premium I'm not going to play much because the site's just littered with ads and I don't want to get an ad blocker. Um, so I'm not gonna do it without premium. I'm not gonna get premium again unless the site like kind of gets it together. Plus, obviously, I've taken so long to do this that obviously a full Neoquest playthrough would take me a long time. So right now I'm not planning to, but maybe eventually. The only other Neopet stuff I've done is on my other channel, Mr. Game and Beard, which is in all the descriptions of these videos. We don't make videos over there anymore either. We stopped that a few months ago, but we did. I want to say last time around Christmas we played a lot of the Neopets Flash games. Yeah, we did because Flash was going away, right? So we played a lot of the Flash games there. That was with my cousin Rob, who had no Neopets experience at all. So I was just kind of showing him some stuff. And we were playing mostly with a winter themed Flash game since it was like, Christmas time. But just Flash games in general. Oh, we did a lot of damage. She did a lot of damage there. Yeah, we were just doing the Flash games in general because Flash was going away. So, that's the only other Neopet content I've put out. So that's somewhere on that Mr. Game and Beard channel. I think we have a playoff for like one-off things, and it would probably be under there because we only did one episode on that. But yeah, I'd like to do Neoquest someday. Because like I've said, like I'd like to play Neoquest in general so that I can get up to the gold trophy. I'd probably only do the evil playthrough. I don't think I would do the insane playthrough because I'm not that confident in my abilities. The first time I played through Neoquest, I just 100% follow the guide. I don't remember which guide it was, but like for all of my skill points and everything, I just follow a guide. So yeah, I'm not super confident in that. Just trying to see which way to go. I guess down. I remember like the first time I played it, my skill points were just like terribly distributed. And then I read a guide about it, and then I started over following the guide. Well, let's haste, I guess. I don't know how the Dark Overlord is going to be. Try to get that Blade Master out of the way. Nice. It's a lot of damage. I feel like the Dark Fairy Champion has high defense. Probably it would be because of her armor. But, I don't know if that's in my head because we can't actually see the numbers, like the stats. Perfect. So efficient. All right. Yeah, so this will probably be the last video on this channel as a whole for a long time. Possibly ever. So it's been a lot of fun creating these. And I'm glad that these ones in particular have been enjoyable for so many people. To me, it's a lot of people. Even one person is a lot of people for me. So I'm glad that I'm very happy about that. And thank you to everybody for watching. And if Neopets goes down and it's gone forever, we'll always have this playthrough to remember Neoquest 2 by, myself included. That was kind of the idea when I first started this playthrough. Was like I saw there was no Let's Play for Neoquest 2, and my thought wasn't like, oh, I need to make this for the world. It was like, oh, I need to make this for me, because like 30 years from now, Neoquest doesn't exist, and I want to, and I'm like thinking about, Neoquest 2 and remembering it. I want to be able to like go through the whole game vicariously through my past self. So that was my intention with making this playthrough in the first place. So I'm glad that it'll be there. Now, if YouTube goes down, then I guess that's that. I do have all these videos backed up on an external hard drive, but I'm sure even that has an expiration date. And I'm gonna guess that YouTube's expiration date is probably not very close. These Skeeth Titans I remember because the box doesn't actually, they're bigger than the target box. I remember that very well. They have seemed to have very low defense. But that is okay with me. Alright, I think this is Terask right here. Alright, let's head up to Terask here. So he is pretty large, as we can see. This has got to be probably the largest boss that we've seen in the game so far, just in terms of like actual physical size. King Terask watches you approach, hatred burned in his eyes. So, you are the puny little weaklings who have caused so much trouble. I should have known better than to let my minions try to defeat you. I should have hunted you down myself. But now you've come right to me, and you'll never escape. Let's see what you've got. He roars an ear-splitting noise and rushes at you. Alright, so he's only got 2,500 what is it, HP, which I'm a little surprised about here. Let's just go ahead and attack. This isn't much more than the Pant Devils. His next form, I believe, doubles the amount of HP, but still, I would expect him to have more than this. So let's go ahead and use some slow potions. It's a complete pushover so far. Everything's going through right away. So I'm not too worried about our level here. Looks like it's going to be just fine. Jelly Neo recommends being level 59 for this on normal. I definitely think that's overkill. Just based on how this is going so far, he hasn't really done much at all. Obviously, there's the possibility that he steps it up, but he did put up a shield, which is more than most bosses have been doing lately, so I'll give him that. Hurricane potions are being resisted a lot. He's actually slowing me too. So he's definitely doing more buffs and debuffs than other bosses. He did 109 slow and his shockwave. So he's got some tricks up his sleeve. That's for sure. I need to pay attention to my buffs and debuffs. The big thing is going to be whether he can heal or not. Because if he can't heal, then there's really no issue. At least historically. Man, still no damage potions working. Now he's got the Wall of Chaos and he's got the regular shield. So the Wall of Chaos is the one where it's a damage shield, so that means if we attack like with Rohan here, he'll take damage. I think Rohan is the only one though, because nobody else is actually making direct contact. Like Tailenia is shooting an arrow, so it doesn't seem to actually do much or do anything to her. If Velm or Mipsy attacked directly, maybe it would affect them too. So I did 84 damage there. Well, you know what? I have Rohan's Father's Sword that I kept through this whole game. So I need to use that. But I don't think that does anything until the second Terask fight. So we'll see. It might have done something for this one, I'm not sure. From what I remember, like I've used it before in the last fight, and from what I remember, like it didn't do a ton of damage. It did more damage than it normally would, but it didn't seem to be that much better than what your strongest sword would be at this time, so I'm curious if that memory is correct. So you can heal, so this is definitely going to be harder. Whoops, I actually meant to do a slow potion. Let's just do one with Rohan here. Alright, slows worked both times, so that's a good sign. I need to be hasted again. We need a heal and a shield. I'm going to prioritize the shield, because Rohan's, he's got a lot of life, so I'm not too worried about him. So he can heal, but he hasn't been doing it too much at least. Not like Cupid Noxu is doing it like every turn. It'd be nice if I could get some more damage in though. I remember not him, but the second form being able to kill Mipsy super quickly. Because Mipsy just has the lowest life, and I'm assuming the lowest defense. I don't actually know that for sure though. So we're out of Hurricane Potions, but Typhoon Potion actually did something. It did as much as a Hurricane Potion was supposed to. Alright, we're getting close to half. All buffs are on, debuffs are on, everything is good. Obliterate's not working too often, but when it is, it's doing full damage, which is good. I'm gonna go ahead and risk a damage potion. I'd say that was worth it. He doesn't have his shields up, so now is the time to go all in on him. Alright, there comes the shield. Man, 3 turns in a row. Alright, because he's not slowed. So we need to get the slow back in on him. Alright, that didn't work. Shields are still up. I'm gonna heal instead. Because he's gonna take that many turns in a row. He could do big damage to Velm like he just did. Let's prioritize slowing him because he's taking 3 in a row every time now. We're still hasted, so that's good. Decent obliterate. He's not healing too often, at least. So he can heal, but it's not as big of an issue as it was before. That'll bring us up to full. We're still doing good damage. Yeah, if we can get an obliterate off, it's really good. And if a damage potion works, it's super good, but it hardly ever does. Otherwise, I just start throwing them at like everybody. But I'll take the tiny bits of damage I'm doing with Rohan and Tailenia over no damage I'm mostly doing with the damage potions. Let's try one with Tailenia. Nope, that didn't work. I'm pretty sure the potions work off of magic resistance, so when his shield is up, I'm assuming they're less likely to work, just like Obliterate is. I don't know if a magic resistance lowers the damage of the magic more often, or if it makes the magic completely miss more often. It seems like the latter, like you just completely resist it more often. I think we're good. Oh wow, we don't have anything on right now. Including him being slowed. I didn't realize. We're getting close to the end, so this is the time where I would start to like just go all in on him, but I'm a little worried about him taking like 3 turns in a row, so I'm gonna keep the haste and the slows on. That's not working. Let's get the haste back up. He's really not healing like at all, which is surprising and great. Because if he took like 3 turns in a row and healed on all of them or something, that would be terrible. And I know his magic resistance is up, but if we could just get like 1 obliterate or like 1 damage potion off, he'd be almost done. Telenia's doing decent damage. That's about as much as I can ask from anybody right now. We're still hasted. He's not slowed anymore. I think I'm just going to risk it though. I need like 1 more hit. Ooh. Can you do it? Can you do it, Valen? With the frost potion? Nope. It's alright, Rohan will take care of him. He is defeated. King Terask is knocked off balance, stumbles back, grunting in pain. No, this, not supposed. He crashes into a wall and breaks through it, falling into the clouds below. A golden key lies on the floor where he stood. You pick it up and notice a teleportation orb in an alcove. You found 1 bow of destiny and 1 tree skin. The bow of destiny is an actual item that you can get. It's one of the rewards for insane difficulty. Let's equip that. That's really good. What else did we get? Got the gold key. Did somebody else get an armor? Talenia did. Tree skin. Okay. Well, this is all Talenia. Did anybody level up? No. Alright, I think that was everything. We actually get a teleportation orb this time. How nice of them. Alright, so according to Jelly Neo, oh yeah, I'm looking at Jelly Neo now, and they do say don't even bother using the damage potions when he has a shield up. Does that make sense? So I have to go all the way back past Vitrini over to the other side now. Of course I do. So we got a bit of a walk. Do I need to... Alright, I have the key for the door, so I don't need to like stop at her and get it put together or anything like that again. I will rest with her because again, I'm not 100% sure whether it's like saving your progress or like if you die, if it saves your progress automatically or like what. I'm not sure. I really wish we had a sneaking mode right now, but you know, I'm sure getting up to level 56 won't hurt. That fight wasn't too bad, but it wasn't easy. Sure, like nobody was ever in danger of dying or anything, but I definitely had to be on point the whole battle with the slow potions and the haste and the shields. And the next fight will be harder, and he's going to have double the life. So, I think anyway, I think he has 5,000. And he's gonna hit harder, I'm sure, and I'm sure he's gonna like have better stats all around. So, an extra level wouldn't be too bad. I wonder if he'll heal more often. That's the big difference maker, is when they heal a lot, it just feels impossible to do damage because they heal for 150 and with their like high defense and high magic resistance, it takes so long to do 150. Like obliterate barely ever works, so you're basically looking at Rohan and Talenia doing your damage, and they're only hitting for like 40 at best. So you're looking at least like 2 full turns with each of them. And in that time, like they could heal a lot. So that seems like the big difference maker to me on all these bosses. All right, let's do a haste. Make this go quicker. Yeah, I think we'll get to 56 at least with some people before getting there, because we do have a bit of a walk. Oh yeah, we'll get there with everybody for sure. I didn't realize we were that close. Then we'll get there on the next battle. Like I said, I think I remember being 56 when I did beat normal, so hopefully it'll be okay. I'm sure Jelly Neo recommends being level 60, but it just seems like overkill to me. I'm sure they err more on the side of caution. Like, I'm sure their recommendations are more like, if you're level 60, you will definitely beat him. Alright. 60 is the cap. So, they're just basically recommending you be at the cap level. Like, you definitely want to be there on insane. And even then, it's not a guarantee you win. But, you know, you can't go any higher than that, so there's nothing more you can do to prepare. Yeah, let's heal. Whoops. Keep doing that. Keep forgetting to haste with Mipsy. I mean to do that so that I can take these mobs out quicker. Ooh. Alright, these battles are going pretty quick now, so that's good. Alright, almost halfway there. Oh, I should give well, never mind. I should give Velum his skill point. Go ahead and distribute that. Okay, there we go. I forgot to haste again. I think Tailania has slow. Now that I gave her that other armor or weapon, something has slow on it. Because they're all being slowed by 1%. 2% now. Yeah, these are going really quickly. I think it's that haste. I probably should have been hasting the whole time, every battle. I just wasn't really thinking about it. Well, I probably didn't need to do that. Because we're going to keep that armor on her. But whatever. It's not a big deal. One skill point isn't going to make too much of a difference. Alright, Velum. So now Velum has that stat almost a full, including the buff from the armor or weapon or whatever. I think we're good on weapons now. Like, we're not going to get any more because that was the last boss that we're going to get a reward from. I mean, it wouldn't really make sense for us to get a reward from the last boss because the game just ends after that. They don't have any free roam mode after the credits. At least from what I remember, it just stops and then you can start on the next difficulty if you want to. Not a huge fan of the fact that, like, not just with this game, but just with games in general, where you have to beat the current difficulty to unlock the next difficulty. I feel like you should just be allowed to play it if you want to. Especially with this game where they like are giving you the trophies, and the 3 playthroughs are literally identical, except for enemies just having more HP. I'm sure they just locked him behind beating the last one, just so you know you have to play it more, pad out the length more. Alright, so we're all rested. So we should definitely be okay if we do happen to die. I forgot to haste, as I always do. Don't really have anything to do with Velm. Really hope I can buy more damage potions. I'm fairly certain I can, but and more slowing potions actually, because I only have 5 coma potions, and I'm sure he's going to resist them a lot. And it's going to be a long battle, so I'm going to need a bunch of them. I mean, going all the way to 5,000 HP is quite a jump. It's 2,500, which was the last boss. That's the most that we've had so far. It's really tedious that they make you walk all the way around here just for one more boss. And they don't even really tell you. Like, nobody's telling you need to go over here. Maybe she would have. I wasn't really paying attention to her dialogue options. We have a lot of gold at least, so we can spend all of it on potions. We can completely max out everything we might need. So, this will be a long final episode. If that's okay. It is the finale after all, so we might as well just go all out. You know, I hope that like now that I've done this, that I hope like more people will do a playthrough on this, or maybe on Neoquest 1. You know, because I'm very happy to finally finish this and like have a full complete Let's Play of Neoquest 2. But it would be even cooler if there was more than one. You know, because I'd obviously be more interested in watching somebody else's for my own personal interest, because like I don't really want to watch my own thing until like maybe a long time from now when I don't remember any of it. But still, it's always a little awkward like watching yourself, so it would be cool if somebody else did one. Just because, you know, it's always more interesting if there's more than one of something out there. Different perspectives. I'd be interested to see somebody do an insane playthrough one. I would have, I would have maybe done an insane difficulty one if I hadn't already done insane difficulty. Because the fact that I've already done it means I wasn't going to get a reward for it or anything. So, like, it's really only worth the difficulty increase if you're going to get that reward at the end. And I already got one, so I can't get another one. So there was no incentive to do it. You get like 50k Neo points, but like, I mean, nowadays that's like laughable. That's like nothing. If you do Chudy's Surprise for a month, you'll get double that. I mean, way more than double that cumulatively, but double that on one day. Alright, let's try to take him out before he focuses, I guess. They usually do it like right away, though. Oh, they're hasted too. So now we're just basically even. Oh, I didn't notice he did it. Rohan can do a lot of damage when he crits. I remember him getting up to like 153 or so at some point. Maybe that's at max level. Because he's not quite at that level. At least not that we've seen. He's maxing out at about 120. Oh, come on. Perfect. Yeah, we'll be kind of on our way to 57, but we're not going to get quite there, I don't think. No, definitely not. Just looking at the map. So we're pretty close here. The site's running super quick today. Probably because I'm on so early. I had a little bit of a I took a break before the first Terask fight, and I'm back the next day. You might notice if you pay attention to the time at all. For me, I'm on Eastern time, so it's almost 10 o'clock, but you know, Neopets runs on Pacific time, so it's still pretty early in the morning in that part of the world. So I'm guessing that's part of the reason why there's probably not a lot of people on right now. Not that I'm sure, like I was talking about before, like I'm sure there's not a lot of people on in general. At the current time with all the controversy. Man, hopefully all that controversy blows over, and when people are watching this, like a couple years from now, they'll just have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's the NFT stuff is what I'm talking about right now. So who knows? I did see like NetDragon's earning report was posted. NetDragon being the company that owns Neopets right now. And they said Neopets is actually doing decently. That was in the first half of this year though, or first quarter or something like that. Before all this controversy happened, so I don't know what to make of that, but that's at least a good sign that it was doing well at some point. Whether it is now or not. Alright, let me just see where we're going here. Pretty straightforward walk, actually. Surprisingly. Just gotta go down this way. Oh, Chaos Nemo. We haven't seen one of those, but I remember those guys because I would I would be grinding a lot before the last boss. I would usually, like on Evil and Insane, I would grind up to max level, so I definitely remember fighting a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys, a lot of the Skeeth Titans, or Titan Skeeths. I don't remember which way it goes. Lots of Dark Overlords. I remember some kind of Bloomeroo too, I think. Unless I'm confusing that with an earlier enemy. I guess we'll see. Or we won't. We might not even run into one since we're not on hunting. Well, I can see it on Jelly Neo here. Because they do have a list of enemies. Yeah, I don't see any Bloomeroos, but I see a Dimensional Fairy, which I haven't encountered. I don't really remember that one. Alright, is this it? I gotta equip the Father Sword. This is the second to last one. Second to last map. And this is the area where we can buy some potions. So that'll be nice. It's nice that we never have to use our actual healing potions, because that could come in handy if somebody's dying and Velm really, or Velm's not coming up, or if somebody's really dying, Velm can only heal 90. So the thing is, it seems like if anybody's ever gonna die, it's always Velm himself. And then I have to make the choice, do I want to heal everybody for a lower amount, or just go all in on Velm? They never really they only ever seem to gang up on him. I wonder if that's intentional, or if they just happen to do that, or if they're programmed to target him because he's a healer. Well, there's a Dimensional Fairy. Well, that's nice. I guess we'll see all the enemies. I wonder if we did see every enemy in the game. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to them all, so I don't know if there was any that we missed. Wow, she goes all in on the buffs right away, huh? She hasted, she put up a shield. She was ready for this fight. Alright, we got one of each. These are the only 3 enemies in this area, according to Jelly Neo. I'm assuming we'll actually be able to rest again at the merchant too, but I'm not positive. Ooh. Yeah, let's just do it. Just get rid of one. Take out that Skeeth Titan. Yeah, keep using keep putting your shield up. I don't think it stacks. That would really suck if it did, because I could have been doing that the whole time. But it does not seem to be. I know one strategy for Terask is if you have max taunt out on Rohan, like, and you have single person healing for Vellum, you can have Rohan taunt the whole fight, meaning Terask will only attack him, and then you can just have Vellum heal him the whole time. But obviously we're not stacked up that way. But I remember reading about that strategy somewhere, probably on like Jelly Neo or TDNQ. Yeah, we're not too far from 57, so like it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to stop here and grind for a minute. But I'd rather just, just go for it. I'm not opposed to a difficult fight. I wonder if you can run away if it gets real bad. 'Cause that's what we did from Hubert Knox. The healing is going to be just terrible if he heals a lot. Because if he's able to heal 150 in addition to I'm sure he is, and in addition to having 5,000 life, the battle's going to take forever. Like, it'll probably take like 20-30 minutes just by itself. Alright, let's talk to Lyra. You must be the adventurers I've heard so much about. Who are you? I am Lyra. I am Queen Fiora's personal attendant. Unfortunately, we've been separated ever since King Terask took over. Lucky he's too large to get into these rooms, so I'm safe as long as I stay here. We defeated King Terask. What? But Fiora is still in prison. The spell hasn't been broken. I could feel it instantly if it was. She's upstairs. Maybe if you go up there, you'll be able to free her. Can you help us out at all? You bet I can. You can rest in these beds here, and I've got the very last of the castle's potion supply. I'd be happy to give them all to you for free, except, well, the castle's master of accounts will have my head if we get through this and we're missing crates and crates of potion, so you'll unfortunately have to pay for what you buy. But I've got everything you'll need. Could use a rest. Alright. You'd think, he'd make an exception. Okay, so we got lots of hurricane potions. Can I buy more? No, okay. Just making sure. Where are we at on comas? We got 15, so let's buy 5 more. Speed of light we really don't need. But, whatever. Maybe I can have Velm use one so that he goes faster. Or something. Alright, that's everything. No need to sell anything. Let's equip Rohan's father's sword. So hopefully I won't see too many more enemies here. To our enemies in the last area. So Jelly Nail says he does have 5,000 HP. They do recommend 60, of course. Just looking at his spells, he can heal. Okay. Not really anything special information-wise. So he has 6,250 HP in Evil and 7,000 on Insane. No, 7,500 on Insane. Oh wow, he wasn't actually visible. The ground rumbles and suddenly King Terask crashes through the ceiling. He's hideous, twice as large as before, and with 2 more arms. He's transformed, mutated, bigger, and more powerful. Orbs of death energy glow in his eyes. He emits a roar so loud that you're knocked to the ground. So you thought it would be that easy, he shouts. You've merely reached true power, a power that cannot be defeated. Alright. Shields. Slow. Haste. Damage potion? Before he gets his shields up? Dang. Damage potion? Dang. Even without the shields. Alright, it said to expect Velm to be doing nothing but healing. He hasn't put a shield up yet. He's feeling a little cocky, I guess. Which will work to our advantage. It sucks that I have to scroll because he's so big. So Rohan was mesmerized. That's fine. Everyone's still good though. Nobody's even slowed except for Rohan a little bit. Damage potions are not doing anything yet, but Mipsy's Obliterate's getting through every time at least. Talenia just went twice in a row. Keep this going. I might eventually use the bigger haste potion on Velm, but for now I'm good. Everything is good. He hasn't healed yet. Rohan's taking some damage, but Rohan has a lot of life, so it's not as big of a deal. Though I will... I'll go for the slow instead of the heal. And of course it didn't work. That one worked though. Alright, now he's got his shields up. So now I'm going to stop doing a lot of damage probably. Alright, there you go. The spirit of Rohan's father lashes out against King Terask. So that's the special message you get with the father's sword. And it's hard to tell if it's doing more damage because he has his shields up and the damage is so random anyway. So I don't know. 44 that time. Alright, he got Velm for 118. And it slowed and stunned him. Fortunately, there's really nothing for Mipsy to do when he has the shields up, because he's probably going to resist Obliterate, but there's nothing else for her to do. So I wish you could heal other characters, but you've never been able to do that every time I've tried. Alright, hasted still, shield still, slowed still. About to go down past 4,000. He's only healed once. Let's use the Speed of Light potion on Velm. Yeah, I'm assuming that doesn't stack. Obliterate. Come on. Come on, Talenia. You can do it. There we go. 16. 126. Jesus. He could kill Nipsey in 2 hits. Well, I guess Mipsy can heal herself. I don't have my shield up. He's not slowed. And I don't have group haste on anymore. So we're going to do a Calma potion, which actually worked. I didn't think it would. I'm going to do a heal for Mipsy. I was going to have her heal herself, but she needs a haste, so. Everyone's good still. We're down past 4,000. We passed the 80% mark. Let's get that haste up. So we got haste, slow, shields. Everything's good. We'll top off, because why not? Damage potion isn't going to work anyway. I mean, we can try a damage potion, but yeah, it's probably not going to work. We got plenty of them at least. There's a lot of damage to Mipsy. Which I anticipated. So no surprises there. I'm doing so little damage. Let's try one. Oh, it actually did some. That's good. Because that was a risk. Alright. Did a lot of damage to Rohan, but he can take it. At least once. Velm was mesmerized. That's not good. 34.6 seconds. Jeez. Alright, so Rohan might need to heal himself. Because the last thing I need is Rohan dying. Like if Mipsy or someone died, that's one thing. If Velm died, that'd be bad. If Rohan died, that would really be bad. Because he's our primary damage dealer right now. Him and Tailinia. And, you know, we gotta do damage if we're gonna beat him. He needs to be slowed, actually. I didn't realize. He doesn't have a shield up, though. I'd really like to get an obliterate off. Dang it. Dang it. Alright. Try that one more time. There we go. Yeah, I really don't know if Rohan's father's sword is helping at all. It's hard to know, like, because we don't know his stats or anything. Like, is his defense just really high? Because obviously it's not doing as much damage as we were seeing before. Now is a good time to do a damage potion. Because he doesn't have a shield up. Of course it doesn't work. Obliterate. Alright, we got a good 100 damage. Mipsy taking 71. That's devastating. Everyone's pretty good right now, but I'd still like to do that. Stun. And crit. I need my shield back up. He's still slowed. I'm still hasted. Let's do a damage potion with Tailinia. I wish there was at least like another kind of damage potion so I could have gotten more. Everything is still good. He's not even hasted anymore, which is really nice. He has no haste or shield up. So this is the time to really do some damage. I'm still hasted, but it's about to wear off, so next turn with Mipsy, we'll put that back on. He hasted himself, but he's still slowed. Don't need to do that, so let's do a damage potion. Only one of them has worked this whole battle. That's two. And they're not working for the full amount, which I wouldn't expect. I'm assuming he has high defense. It sucks when they have high defense and high HP. So then it just takes forever. We're getting to the halfway point though, so it's going pretty well. He needs to be slowed again. It works first try. No obliterate. Alright, he's got the shield back up. He spent a long time without a shield, so that was nice. Can't complain about that. So now we'll just chip away at him. Bit by bit. Not much more I can do there. Let's do that for Rohan. because the damage potion's less likely to work. Though it didn't really seem like it was going too well without the shield. But I guess that's just bad luck. Everything is still on. I mean, let's just try one. Why not? They're not working either way, so it's not like I don't really feel like I'm wasting it. At least he's not healing much. He's actually only healed twice, I think. Maybe even once, I don't remember. Alright. We made it past the halfway point. At least for now. Maybe he'll go back up. Nope. He keeps stunning Venom. But he's still going soon. About 7.7 seconds for him, huh? Oh, because I just stunned him. Everything is still on. The buffs and debuffs at least last a while, which is working in our favor right now. There's really not much for him to do. I guess I'll just heal. Keep trying to get an obliterate through. Keep failing. No damage shield up, which is nice. I guess we'll do a damage potion. Oh wow, 112. Like a 2 out of the 3 times it worked is when he had his shields up. Mipsy's mesmerized, that's okay. Mipsy's not really doing much anyway. Obliterate isn't really working right now. Do another damage potion. Nothing else to do. 77, nice. That's 4 times now it worked. And there you go, down past 2000s. What's that, the 40% mark? This is pretty good. This is not going too badly. I'm just realizing though he's slowed. Or not slowed, I mean. Who's going next? He's going next. Don't need to put the shield up though. So let me just go ahead and do a slow potion. Didn't work. I prefer the shield, so let's do that. He's starting to slow my party, which he hadn't been doing before. And he healed himself. Okay. So let's do slow again. Slow potions being resisted every time now. They were working so well before. It's probably because he has a shield up. Dang, this is really not working. We're not hasted. I'm gonna use the speed of lead on everybody. I'm gonna try to get the coma potion through though. Okay, his shield is down now, so I'm assuming that helped it work. I'm gonna do damage potion. He doesn't have the shield up. Nice, 160. Can I do 2 in a row? Oh, it didn't work. That's okay. Speed of light. Yeah, I'm gonna start using speed of light though because he's starting to slow people. So I'm gonna counteract that. I'm running out of damage potions, but it's okay. We've gotten some good damage out of them. So only Mipsy needs the speed of light now. Dang it. Can we take that away? Nope. He really wants to above 2000. Wall of Chaos. Okay. Speed of light. So right now we're in a good position. Everyone's hasted at max. He's slowed. We got the shields up. He doesn't have his regular shield up. He has the 1 shield up. Let's just heal Venom to be on the safe side. Damage potion, which we're running out of. I really wish I could have bought more of like the Typhoon potions too, but that's okay. Because soon we're going to have no damage potions, and then Velm will really have nothing to do on a lot of turns. I mean, I guess it's better for him to throw the frost potions than attack still, so I guess I'll do that, but Alright, last one. Do big damage. Alright, we can't complain about that. Oh, he needs to be slowed. Well, there's something for Velm to do. Oh, and he has shield. I want to try and obliterate. Everyone's still hasted. That's working a lot for a long time. Coma potion worked right away, so that's good. All good. Doing real good. Approaching the 20% mark. He's got his shield back up. When he doesn't have a shield up, it's so nice. There's really not much for him to do right now. He's hasted, the shield is up, he's slowed. I mean, I guess just throw a frost potion. I'm sure his regular attack is going to do like 10 at the most. But you know, maybe that's better than 0 with the damage potions. Alright. Yeah, might as well heal. Actually, he needs a haste. It's about that time. Everyone's going to need to haste again. Alright, below the 20% mark. Talini has mesmerized. Other than that, we're all good. Go ahead and top off. Oh, that heals mesmerization too. Didn't realize. I'm assuming he's gonna heal soon. Alright, Mipsy is the only one who doesn't need to be hasted. Coma, nope. Coma, nope. When he's got that shield up, it's a lot harder to get that coma potion to go through. All of Chaos, 140. Let's just heal. Coma. At least I got slumber potions too. Speed of light. Yeah, go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna wait and see if his shield is gonna wear off in a minute. Because that coma potion's really not going through. I feel like it's gotta wear off soon. Maybe not. Let's just try it. Nice. Alright. Everyone's hasted. He is slowed. I got my shield up. Everything is going very smoothly. Oh, he's really got nothing to do. Let's just attack. He did 4 damage and took 22. Awesome. Hasted himself. I need my shields back up. Got a shockwave. Alright, his shield is down. So everything is in good shape right now. Talini is so fast. Yes, alright. We did it. And they still give you experience. Wow. I don't remember that. Seems kind of pointless. Alright. I'm gonna cut right here so you can go over to YouTube and watch this cutscene. Alright, here is the cutscene. Let's play it. Thank you to the Neopets Archives. And there he goes. He is defeated. You have saved Fairyland from the evil scourge. We must now begin the process of rebuilding our land. But you have another task. No time to lose. To the bridge. Nav control is online. Engines are warming up. 20 seconds to firing readiness. Shield status? Down to 6%, sir. Once they hit 0, we're done for. We're getting awful close, sir. Mipsy, where's that engine? Almost ready. Shields at 4%. 2%. Engine's coming up. Escape course plotted. 1%. Engine's firing. Get us out of here. Aye, Captain. Yeah, woohoo! Great work, crew. Now we just need to figure out how we got into this mess in the first place. Commander Talinia, yes sir. Scan the area for any other ships. Lieutenant Mipsy, aye, Captain. Double check all ship systems. It's going so fast. Make sure there's no other sabotage. Also check the ship's computer is running normally. Yes, sir. Lieutenant, sir? Go through our computer's logs and see if you can reconstruct what happened. Ooh, what's going on over here? And they'll pay for it. You escaped your fate once already, Captain Rohan. You won't be so lucky again. The end. Question mark? Oh, so they end on a cliffhanger. Alright. Okay, so they ended on a cliffhanger. Let's see our reward. Congratulations, you have been in Neoquest 2 normal difficulty. You're awarded a Neoquest 2 trophy, as well as 10,000 Neo points. I already have the trophy, so I don't think that'll do anything. Alright. Well, that's it. That is all of Neoquest 2. So it's still up on Neopets as of right now. You can still play the whole thing. You won't get the flash cutscenes, but luckily on the Neo Archives YouTube channel, they do have all the cutscenes available there. So yeah. Thank you everybody for watching this, and I had a lot of fun doing this. Very glad I did it. I'm glad that there is now a full, complete Let's Play of Neoquest 2 on YouTube. And I have backups of all of it as well. This was a lot of fun. So, yeah, just thank you everybody for watching this, and I hope you all have a great day, and I hope you all have a great time on Neopets, and continue to play some Neoquest 2. If you've been playing along, you know, maybe try to go for that insane difficulty trophy. It's not too bad. You just got to be careful and over leveled. Grind a little bit. So yeah. I will see you all. Have a great day.